Hello, good evening, everyone. What if I tell you that thanks to AI, we can finally unveil one of the biggest mysteries at the very core of the US healthcare system? My name is Martina, and today I'm going to walk you through the very complex US drug pricing system. So, when a drug manufacturer company commercializes a product, typically this is sold at what we call the list price. Patients can then pay either the full list price or a percentage of it, depending on their insurance plan. So far, everything seems straightforward, but behind the scenes, the reality is much more complex. In fact, drug manufacturer companies usually pay a discount or a rebate to insurers to make sure that their drug gets a higher chance to be recommended and then sold. And of course, competition for coverage drives up an increase in this rebate. The higher the rebate, the higher the chance for that drug to end up at the very top of the formulary list, which ultimately decides which drugs gets prescribed and which don't. And because of this rebate, the actual net price of the drug is lower than the list price. So you can see how rebates play a fundamental part in the drug pricing equation. But now the question is, how big are these rebates? No one really knows. This is a confidential information. It's not disclosed in any public report. And so this lack of transparency directly drives inefficiencies in the system, preventing companies from making sustainable and informed pricing decisions. And ultimately, this drives up costs for patients, which, remember, will still pay based on the list price. So how can we estimate the size of this rebate? So we can do that at IQVIA. IQVIA is a leading healthcare services provider specialized in the pharmaceutical sector. Its services range from data science to consulting, and IQVIA X, the business unit I work with for my fellowship, really combines the best of both worlds. It's a consulting team that advises clients with the support of AI-driven decisions. So IQVIA has one of the largest records of sales at the prescription level that can be used to estimate companies' gross revenues. Then this information can be compared with publicly available information. Companies annually have to fill in reports when they disclose their net revenues, so after discounts and rebates. So by comparing these two elements, we can try and estimate what we call the gross to net gap. And a percentage of this gap, we expect this to be the rebate information that we are interested in. So now, while IQVIA private data are already structured and ready to be analyzed, public available information is stored in very long PDF records. So you want to be able to extract information from that. But imagine having to do this for every year, company, therapy area, product, and eventually region, because we're interested in US sales. This is very time-consuming. So for my fellowship project, I developed a pipeline based on natural language processing to automatically extract information of interest from these financial reports. This pipeline is roughly 20 times faster than simple-minded information retrieval, and it is able to retrieve the right information 90% of the time, so it is quite accurate. Let's have a look how the pipeline works. For a single PDF document, we scan through each of the pages, apply machine learning and in particular named entity recognition to identify the meaningful information in each of the pages, and then finally tune the model to identify the page that contains the information that is of interest for us. But it's not just a matter of identifying the right page, but also extracting the information in a way that it's already structured and ready to be analyzed. This saves a lot of time, so that's the essence of this pipeline. So imagine having a tool that is able to retrieve this information so quickly. This allows us to estimate the size of the gross to net gap for many products and companies. You can see here as an example for a single product how the gross to net gap tends to increase over the years. So the future investigation will focus on understanding what drives this gap and which percentage will correspond to the rebates. And eventually doing this for as many products and companies as possible. We are really hoping to bring more transparency in the system, help companies making more informed and sustainable pricing decisions, and eventually lowering costs for drug access to patients in the US. Thank you very much.